So the title of the journey is The Reward is Not an Accident. We actually thought a lot about this, and we feel this is the best way to describe what we're trying to achieve. This is a long journey for your sons and daughters and us and everyone involved in this process. And we feel that it's not just about the piece of paper saying that you've passed all these grades, because this is just the proof of learning. But the actual learning itself is what we're concerned with. And that's why we're talking about the journey today. So my name is Yehia Badawy. I'm part of the GBS team, and I'll just walk you through the journey of how we actually make a difference in our students' lives. Okay, so first we have the students, which is why we're all here today. And then there's the school, which is us and our lovely staff. We actually have some of our great IGCSE teachers here just for you to ask away any questions you might have. They are our subject experts. So if you have any questions related to any subject, we actually have our teachers here just for you to ask whatever questions you may have. And then obviously there is yourselves, parents. And this is very important, because it is not an effort. We are partners as GBS and as you parents. We are both partners supporting the students to ensure that they are successful. So this is something that we work on together, and the school will do its best to provide your children with whatever they need, whatever tools, information, knowledge, skills they might need to succeed. But you also need to ensure that you are providing the right environment at home, that they have the right guidance, that they are getting the right advice, that you actually spend time with them. Just time. You don't have to be asking them about their grades. Just spend time with them and talk with them. This is also very important, and it's your responsibility. So together we can support the students and get them to succeed. Okay, so our definition of education is acquiring knowledge and developing thinking and attitude. We think that, again, just knowledge is not enough. It's not about having the information and knowing how a chemical reaction happens or how to solve a certain equation. This is something that you can get from several sources. We believe that the other half, which is equally important, and that's why we feel it's equally important as acquiring knowledge, is thinking and attitude. How do our students approach life? How do they deal with challenges? How do they solve problems? How do they cooperate with those around them? These are skills that will help them after school, when they graduate in college or university, and then in their work life, but also their personal life. So we try to enrich their lives by making sure that they have the right thinking and attitude, skills and tools that they may need. I will explain more how we do that, but first with the basics, the acquiring knowledge. So what happens after year 8? Some of you are parents of year 8 students, year 7, year 6, but we're all wondering what happens after year 8? What's the road like? So I have a little graph here for you. So year 8, and then you can either go to year 9, and year 9 is basically to obtain al-i'tadai. And this is for parents and students who are still not 100% sure that they want to pursue the IGCSE. And then we have pre-IG, which is for those of you who know that you want to pursue the IG system. So you start with the pre-IG. And then both groups converge, and then we start year 10. Year 10 is the first year of the IGCSE diploma or journey. You move to year 11, year 12, and then you graduate from school onto new challenges. Okay, so this is a roadmap that I hope every one of you has, and we thought these are some questions that you have. Again, it's the journey to college. So you might be thinking, how can I make sure that my son or daughter is getting the right information to make the right choices? We are giving you this information. Now, we put some of the most popular universities, but then again, the same as some of the previous speakers said, if you're looking to travel abroad, then you would need to check with the specific university or college that you're going to. But in general, these are the requirements. Now, some of the distinguished speakers mentioned O-level, A-level. Some of you might know what that means, and some of you might not. So I'll just give a little bit of information about that, and then we can move on. So this is a timeline. Before I start, this is customizable, okay? This is not how it has to be. This is just for demonstration purposes. This is the ideal scenario. But you might have another scenario in mind. Each person has their own situation, and that's fine. So I'm not saying we all have to do this. I'm just saying this is a sample, okay? So year 10, you start with O-level. O-level is the basic level. It's basically everything that the student needs to learn at that age. Mostly attainable by everyone that is in year 10. And then we move on. Year 11. You can take more O-levels, so the same level of difficulty. But you can add to that AS level. AS stands for Advanced Subsidiary. And that means the student, let's say hypothetically, a student studied O-level business studies in year 10. And they decide that they like business studies and they want to continue pursuing business studies. So they can start studying business studies at AS level. This is a more advanced level. They expand more on the concepts that they've learned in the O-level, and they learn new concepts as well. Okay? And then year 12, the final year. The Ministry of Education here in Egypt requires each and every student to have 12 years of pre-college education. So then you have another AS, or the same one. You can also have A2. So A2 is another addition to the AS. But together, AS and A2, they make A-level. So A-level, again, is basically AS level and A2. You can stop at AS. So if you actually look here, for example, if you're going to Germany, you need 1 AS. You need 3 A-levels. If you're going to AUC, best of 8 subjects. So they look at 8 subjects, regardless or irrespective of O-level or A-level. They need O-levels and 1 A-level. So an A-level is basically an AS and then an A2. Again, I try to simplify this as much as possible, but I will be here for questions on this one. So we help you make the right choices. And how do we do that? We try and guide you through the journey. And this is how the journey starts. First, you have to pick your subjects. It actually starts the opposite way around, but bear with me. You start with your subjects. We provide you with initial career advising. So we provide our students with some teasers or openers or brainstorming ideas about different careers and what they would need, and provide them with subject orientation. So they find out, what does it mean when I study chemistry at an A2 level? What does it mean when I study art and design, or whatever the subject may be? They might be wondering, okay, why is this useful? And then after you get the subjects, you start thinking about, okay, what major do I want to study and at which university? So we provide, every year we have a university fair where we bring representatives from different universities to talk about their institution, the majors they have, the specific requirements they may have. And then we also provide further subject orientation, because as the students think about this, they start having a better idea about what they want to be when they get older. And then obviously you pick a career. So we also organize a career day where we bring in speakers from different careers, and they talk about their experiences, what they learned in college, and what helped them become good at what they do. We also provide career requirement orientation. So let's say a student says, I want to be a computer programmer, what do I need to learn? And then we work with them to tailor a plan for them, so they need to pick the subjects, start thinking about their majors and their universities, so that the journey is guided through the activities that we provide. So we started offering IGCSE 10 years ago. And I think instead of standing here and talking about how good we are, I'll just show some numbers and then you can be the judge. Because I think numbers are a less biased way to transfer this piece of information. So these are our grade percentages from 2012 to 2016. And as you can see, A star and A make up a pretty considerable amount. This is not by accident. This is not by mistake. This is because we provide the right service and the right knowledge through the best teachers. And I'm really proud to say that we have our great team here with us today to answer all your questions about our methodology and how we actually do that. So you can ask them when I'm done about the specific subjects, what techniques, what tools we are using to achieve these grades. This is also another comparison. So Cambridge, each year they publish the world average for each subject. And we chose the most common subjects and compared the grades, A star and A grades that our students achieve to the world average. Again, you can see that in every category we achieve much higher than the world average. There's one in particular that I actually want to focus on. German. You can see that 69.8%, which is 70% of our students, achieve A star at the O level subject. Okay, so why am I highlighting this? Today's job market is very competitive. Everybody's going to good universities. It's getting harder and harder to distinguish yourself. The knowledge is available on the internet. Some people don't have the right degrees, but they acquire the knowledge and then they become competitive in the job market. So we offer something in addition to that. We will make sure that we have trilingual leaders. So our students are able to speak proficiently in German, English, and Arabic. This gives them a great competitive advantage. And there's no need to mention that many great companies originate in Germany. Some of our students actually pursue university studies in Germany as well. So this is something that is worth highlighting, especially considering our grades. So tomorrow's trilingual leaders. Let me tell you about some of the programs that we have going on here. The school has a partnership with Goethe Institute, and we, each year, Goethe Institute sends students for an intensive German language program for 3 weeks in Germany. These are the total number of students that travel, and this is the number of students that traveled from Green Valley School. You can see the last 2 years, 20% of the students that went were from Green Valley School. So this is another testament. I'm not here to tell you how good you are, I'm just here to show you the numbers. Okay? There is a reading competition organized every year by Goethe Institute. In 2013, 2014, 2015, and 2016, the first and second place were from Green Valley School. Let me tell you about a specific student, Rawan. Rawan, she was the embodiment of ambition, grit, and success. So this is the equation for success. It's very easy, but also very hard. The first is you need to be ambitious. You actually need to want to achieve great things. But then you also need grit, musabra. You need to be able to try again and fail and try again and fall and fail and fail and fail and try again until you succeed. And then success is there. So we think that with ambition and grit, anything is possible. And today I'm just going to mention a few facts about one of our students or alums. So Rawan, she joined GVS in year 10. She had very basic knowledge of German. Sorry about that. Yes. She achieved an A star in O-level German. I'm not trying to say this is easy, but she had grit and the right support. She joined Goethe Institute for A2 and B1 German level. She obtained a scholarship offered by Goethe Institute, and then she achieved the highest grade, grade A in AS level German. So why am I mentioning Rawan's story? It's a very inspiring story because with the right attitude, with grit and the support that we provide, you can achieve great things. Okay, so I've been talking about the first half. Let's talk about the second half of the equation, developing thinking and attitude. This is a list of 21st century skills. There are 4 categories: ways of thinking, ways of working, tools for working, skills for living in the world. We try to map our activities to these categories. So you can see in the top left, creativity, critical thinking, problem solving, decision making, learning, communication, collaboration, citizenship, life and career, personal and social responsibility, ICT, and information literacy. So let me talk about the different programs that we have here to ensure that the students actually possess these skills. The first is the High Achievers Program, HAP, going the extra mile or kilometer. The idea is some of our students are distinguished. They perform above average. And we want to ensure that they flourish and excel. So we actually give them that chance by providing more tailored help, more tailored advice, tips, skills, different ideas and different ways for them to achieve that extra mile. But we also have an enrichment program. We make sure that everyone receives the right type of help. In the learning pyramid that was shared earlier, this is basically the percentage of retention in the different modes of instruction. So you can see lecturing and reading, you achieve a 10% retention rate. Right there at the bottom, which teaching others has the greatest retention rate, 90%. So we took this and we're applying it through our enrichment program. This is the format. It's a weekly program. It's for almost 2 hours every week. And students are divided into study groups based on certain criteria. Each study group is going over a certain subject. And each study group is given clear instructions from the subject teachers on requirements and outcome. So what does this do? How is this helpful? So material, they revise material covered during the week, teach each other, so they're using the 90% retention, and also create summary notes on concepts. When students create their own notes, they remember better when they go through those notes. It's not someone else's notes. They did not buy those notes, and they were the ones that created them. So skills, we develop collaboration and teamwork skills. The students learn to be open for coaching from their peers. It's not easy, even at our age, some of us have trouble accepting help. This is something that we try to teach them through this format, that it's okay to get help and it's okay to have support from your peers. We also help them with effective time management. They have a certain amount of time to complete a specific task. So we develop the active learning and communication. How can they communicate the difficulties together? How are they actually improving? This is all supervised by our teachers. So at the conclusion of the session, the teacher makes sure that everyone is on track and that we are moving forward as planned. We also have the Seniors in Action program. The SIA has 3 stages. The first stage is in year 10. This is where we develop critical thinking. We have discussions and debates about modern issues, ideas about morality and beliefs, and different skills that we try and develop. And then in year 11, there's SIA2. We have entrepreneurship, the Young Entrepreneur Program. We also have an in-house internship. This is basically where students intern in the school to support teachers. And this is a great chance for them to assume greater responsibility, to improve their subject matter knowledge, and it's a great confidence boost for the students. And then in year 12, the students can also become camp assistants, again, learning how to work in a group, learning how to support their community, but also they come up with activities like the senior trip. They get to design their uniform. So these other activities that make sure that they are all working together. Growing and belonging. We are Egyptians. نحن مصريين عايشين في مصر. And this means that we want to make sure that even though the students are receiving international education, that they are still Egyptians, 100%. And we do that through our Growing and Belonging program. And the Growing and Belonging teaches them citizenship, personal and social responsibility. I know some of you know about the GNB program because we actually have it in years prior to year 10 and 11. And we feel that through your support, students will understand and achieve more through this program. Thank you. That's it.